Let me ask you something. How many business ideas are sitting in your head right now, just waiting? You've thought about them, you've Googled them, you've even lost sleep about them, but you haven't moved yet because here's the question to stop you. What if I picked the wrong one? Well, that question alone has killed more dreams than failure ever will. And today, that question gets answered for good. So, welcome to the Execution Lab, where we turn working professionals into executing entrepreneurs. Hit that subscribe button because we drop execution focused content every single week. Listen, here's the truth about the people I work with. They're not lacking ideas. They're not. They're not lacking passion. They're not even lacking time. Not really. What they're lacking is a system to evaluate which idea is actually worth their time. So what happens? They do what most people do. They pick the idea that feels the most exciting in the moment. They start building. They get about 3 weeks in, and then reality hits. Maybe the market doesn't respond the way they thought. Maybe they realize they don't actually have the skill to pull it off. Maybe they just run out of steam and they're back to square one again. Does that sound familiar? So here's what I've learned over the past 25 years in entrepreneurship. The problem isn't that your ideas are bad. The problem is you have no objective way to evaluate your ideas. So that's exactly why I created the Inspire framework. This is the idea validation system I've built into the Idea Execution Playbook. And today, I'm going to walk you through all 7 factors right here for free. All right, so let's get into it. Okay. FIRE is a 7 factor evaluation system. So you rate your business idea across 7 critical dimensions. Each one scored 1 to 5. The, at the end, your idea gets a total score of 35. So that score tells you whether to execute now, strengthen the idea first, or pivot to something else entirely. So the 7 factors are I, that's innovation, N, which is need verification, S, skills and resources, P, profitability projection, I, implementation complexity, R, reach and scalability, and E, enthusiasm and passion. Now, here's what I love about this framework. It forces you to be honest with yourself. Not optimistic, not pessimistic, but honest, because your idea deserves a fair trial, not a verdict based on how you feel on a Tuesday morning. So let's walk through each one. All right, factor number 1 is innovation. And let me kill a myth right here before we get into this any further. You do not need a completely original idea to build a successful business. I'm going to say that again. You do not need an original idea. You don't. What you need is a better solution to an existing problem. That's it. So think about it. Uber didn't invent transportation. Netflix didn't invent movies. They found existing problems and solved them in a smarter, more accessible way. So when you score yourself on innovation, ask yourself, how does my solution compare to what's already out there? Am I offering something that's meaningfully different, even if it's not brand new? Use tools like brainstorming and mind mapping, even reverse engineering existing solutions. Use tools like brainstorming, mind mapping, even reverse engineering existing solutions. Look at what your potential competitors are doing and ask, okay, what can I do better, faster, cheaper, more personal? Score yourself 1 to 5. At 5 means you've gotten something genuinely differentiated. 1 means you're doing exactly what 10 other people are already doing with no improvement. Let's look at factor number 2, need verifications. This is where most people skip ahead way too fast and it costs them a lot. Need verification asks one simple question. Is there a proven market demand for what you're offering? Not do you think people need this? Not does this make sense to you? Proven, as in, are people already spending money on solving this problem? Here's how to verify the need. Talk to real people, not your mom, not your best friend, actual potential customers. Have about 5, 10 conversations where you ask about the problem you're solving. If they don't describe the problem the way you imagine, pay attention. That's data. Look at your competitors. Are there competitors already in the space? That's actually a good sign. It means there's a market. Your job is to figure out how to serve that market better. Check search volume. What are people Googling? What questions are they asking on Reddit, on YouTube, on Facebook groups? That's real demand showing up in real time. If nobody has a problem, you might not have a business yet. So score that accordingly. Factor 3, skills and resources. This one is personal because This is where you have to look in the mirror and ask yourself, okay, can I actually do this? Now, you don't need every skill, but you need to know which ones you have, which ones you need to learn, and which ones you need to hire out to somebody else. So if you're a tech professional, a lot of my audience is, you probably have more transferable skills than you realize. If you're in project management, systems thinking, problem solving, the ability to work under deadline and pressure. These are entrepreneur skills, so don't discount them. But let's just say your idea requires you to be a social media marketer or a graphic designer and a sales expert, and you have none of those skills. So you've got a gap that needs a plan now, okay? So resources matter too. So how much time can you realistically dedicate to each week? Right? What is your starting budget? What tools do you already have access to? Score yourself honestly here. And 5 doesn't mean you have everything. It means you have a clear plan for what you have and what you need. So, factor 4, profitability projection. Because let me be direct with you, a great idea with no profit model is a hobby, not a business. It is a hobby. So you need to be able to answer 3 questions. Number 1, what are your startup costs? Most people underestimate this. Be specific and list everything. Number 2, what does your revenue look like in the first 90 days? Not year 5, month 1 through 3, the first 90 days. What's a conservative, realistic number? Number 3, when do you break even? When does this thing start paying for itself? Right? And here's what I want you to think about beyond the obvious: multiple revenue streams. Can you sell a service and a digital product? Can you create passive income alongside your active income? The people I work with who earn, 85 to 100K on their day job, they're not looking to replace their income overnight. They're looking to add to it. So even a business generating $2,000 a month early revenue can be transformational. So score your profitability potential honestly. Don't inflate it to feel good. Don't deflate it out of fear. Factor 5, implementation complexity. Long words, I know, but let's break it down. This is a very critical one here for working with professionals specifically. So the question here is, how quickly can you get from idea to first paying customer? Because here's the trap. Some ideas are credible, but they require 18 months of development, $50,000 in startup capital, a team of 5 people to launch. That's not a side hustle, people. That is a startup. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to know what you're signing up for. For most working professionals, the sweet spot is an idea you can MVP. That's minimum viable product in 30 to 60 days with limited capital in the hours around your existing job. I call this the 70% rule. So you don't need 100% of the information to move forward. Make your decision when you have 70% of what you need and course correct as you go. So identify your technical barriers up front, identify your legal requirements up front. What licensing do you need? What platform do you need to set up? So lower complexity scores higher. Simple is a competitive advantage. Factor 6, reach and scalability. So this is where you zoom out and ask the bigger question: can this business grow beyond me? Because a business that can only grow by you working more hours has a ceiling. You'll hit it. You will very quickly. And when you hit it, you've just built yourself, guess what? Another job, another job. So I want you to think about the market size that you're in. Is this a local business or can it serve people nationally, even globally? If you're building a digital product, of course, a coach program, of course, that has no geographic limit. Think about your marketing channels. Where does your ideal customer hang out? Are they on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook groups, Instagram? The right answer isn't everywhere. It's not. The right answer is not everywhere. The right answer is where I can consistently reach them with value. And think about automation. What parts of this business can run without you eventually? So what can you systematize so the business works even when you don't? Score yourself high here if your idea can grow beyond your personal time. Factor 7, this is the one that people either overweighted or they ignored completely: enthusiasm and passion. Here's the real talk. Every single entrepreneur hits what I call the frustration phase. You will have days where nothing works, where your launch flopped, where your first customer asked for a refund, where you wonder if you made a mistake. And those days, your passion is the only thing that keeps you moving. But here's the flip side: passion alone doesn't pay bills. I've seen people chase passion projects for years with no profitability plan. That's not entrepreneurship. That's an expensive hobby. So score yourself here on two things. One, your genuine excitement for this idea. And two, the sustainability of that excitement. Is this a 30-day fascination or a 3-year commitment? So connect your business to your deeper why. Why does this matter to you? Who are you ultimately trying to serve? What does success unlock in your life? When you can answer those questions clearly, you found something worth executing. All right. So you rated yourself all across the 7 factors. So here's what your score means. If you scored a 30 to 35, execute right now. This is an exceptional idea with high potential. Don't overthink it. Build now. 25 to 29, this is strong potential. So you've got a solid idea with some minor areas to strengthen. So go with it. If you scored 20 to 24, this is promising, but it needs some work. So don't abandon it yet. Focus on improving your lowest scoring areas. Score 15 and 18, you might need to rethink a little bit. Multiple factors need overhaul before you invest significant resources. Now, if you score below 15, you probably need to generate some new ideas. This concept may need to be reimagined or replaced entirely. So now here's the key thing I want you to understand. A low score is not a failure. It's not. A low score is information. It tells you exactly where to focus your energy to make this idea stronger. That's the whole point. Analysis paralysis happens when you have no system to evaluate your ideas. So the Inspire framework gives you the system. All right. So here's what I need you to do right now. 3 things. Number 1, download the free Inspire Idea Validator tool. It's the actual worksheet version of this framework where you can score your ideas side by side. The link is down in the description. Number 2, go grab a copy of the Idea Execution Playbook. The link is down there. So go and get that. Inside that book, you find the complete execution system from idea generation all the way through launching your MVP while working full time. Number 3, drop your idea in the comments. Tell me what business idea you're validating right now. I read every comment, so let's see what you're working with. So look, the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not information. You've got information. The gap is execution. And that's exactly what we're here to help you with, help you to close that gap. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. We drop new execution focused content every week. I'm DeAndre Peterson. This is the Execution Lab. Stop planning, start building. Until next time, go get it.